Alright, what's up guys? I'm Shane Clevenger at the Zman booth here at the 2019 ICAST. We got a bunch of new products here for you. First, one of my favorite is I love throwing, I'm kind of an old school guy when it comes to fishing a spinnerbait. And I like throwing that bigger profile, but sometimes the fish call for something a little bit smaller. So right here, we have the Sling Blades Power Finesse Spinnerbait. This is made by MLF Pro Luke Clausen. Got a couple cool features to it, a couple different blade combinations, but we put a 17/7 stainless wire on it. And the cool thing about that, it's like piano wire. It's going to have that same vibration, but it's also a lot more durable. Another thing I like about these is you'll see a channel groove along the bottom side of the spinnerbait. And what that does is it makes this thing track perfectly straight when you're burning it. You can burn it as fast as you want through the water column. You don't have to worry about it rolling over like old school spinnerbaits. So check those guys out. We got them in a couple different blade combinations, about half a dozen different colors. We also have a new chatterbait. We haven't come out with a new chatterbait since you've probably heard of the jackhammer. It's been all over the place. Well, we've got a new one now called the ChatterBait Freedom CFL. It's another where we teamed up with Freedom Tackle Company. We've got the swinging hook design. You can also, there's a little screw in here that you can unscrew this hook if you wanted to switch it out with like a wider gap hook or something like that. It makes it super easy to rig weedless. We've got a little lead keeper on here. Holds Elastec really well. I mean, you get that Elastec on there, you can literally catch 20, 30, 40 fish on it. You're not going to tear that bait up. Another thing is we don't put lead in the head. It's actually tin this time, which makes it a little bit harder. You're going to get a little bit different sounds when it's clanking around on the bottom. The cool thing about that football head being wide like that is fishing ledges, stuff like that. Fishing ledges, rocky bottoms. It's going to stay along the bottom. It's not going to roll over too bad. And it's going to be perfect. We've never really had a deep water chatterbait. So now with the ChatterBait Freedom CFL, you can fish a little bit deeper where you wanted to throw, say, a deep crankbait or like a deeper spinnerbait. Now you can do all that because the chatterbait has the flash of a spinnerbait. It has the action of a crankbait, or you can fish it like a jig. I mean, you can do anything with this chatterbait right here. Next in line, let's go a little finesse. Obviously, Z-Man is brought in, kind of revolutionized the whole Ned rig. We brought it to the mainstream with the Finesse TRD. We've got a whole line of Ned rig baits, and I'm really excited about this one. It's a beaver style bait, as you can see, and this is called the TRD Bugs. So now, if you need a little bit more action, stuff like that, when this guy hits the bottom with the buoyancy of Elastec, it's going to stand up. You have any kind of current, it's going to do all the work for you, moving around, stuff like that. And this thing pairs up perfectly with our new Pro Shrooms finesse, like kind of jig head. We got this guy in a couple different options. We have a weedless version, as you can see here, or just a regular open hook design, which kind of the Ned rig is known for. The best part about this is we've got a heavier gauge hook. A lot of the guys that used to use our finesse shrooms jig head, it's a lighter wire, and they just weren't good at downsizing their tackle. They wanted something a little heavier so they could really yank on that fish. Well, we have it now in the Pro Shrooms, and like I said, we got that little welded wire keeper on there. It's going to hold it perfectly. A little dab of super glue if you want, and that bait's not coming off. You can literally fish that one bait all day. Another finesse bait that we're excited about is the TRD Ticklers. So this is basically a culmination of a bunch of different Ned rig baits, like the hula sticks, for example. People were taking the 4-inch bait and they were cutting it down, but they also wanted longer tentacles. So we saved in the process. We made it a little bit shorter, a little bit longer tentacles, and this thing with the rounded tentacles, just like any buoyant Elastec bait, it's going to stay up. And since they're rounded, it makes it so they don't stick together, clump together. It gives it just a ton more action. It's moving around. It's going to do all the work for you. It's literally one of the most simplest baits to fish. So check out the TRD Ticklers as well. That also pairs well with any of our Ned rig heads, like the Pro Shrooms, for example. Let's talk something bigger. So we've got a 4-inch diesel minnows. Now we've got a 5-inch and a 7-inch. So this is going to be perfect for, you got bigger schooling fish like striper, stuff like that on top. You can rig it weedless if you want. You can put it on like an exposed hook. Or if you're looking for big bass on a chatterbait, this is going to be an awesome trailer on that as well. You can see, I mean, you can't tear this stuff up. It's all naturally buoyant, which gives it awesome action, super soft. We got the little hook slot in the bottom, perfect for rigging weedless. So check out the new 5 and 7-inch diesel minnows. If you want to go bigger than that, everybody knows the TRD. Well, now we have not only a TRD, a big TRD, but we've got a giant TRD. we're not finesse fishing anymore, and we got this guy. This is big time. We're pairing this guy up with the mag shrooms head. This is a 6-aught hook. We got real big, heavy sizes for it as well. We can do the exposed hook. We've got a weedless version. This is gonna be awesome when you're Texas rigging, when you're flipping around heavy cover. I mean, if you're going down to Mexico for big bass and cool stuff like that, you're gonna wanna throw this giant TRD. So check all these products out. They'll be available for pre-order on our website, things like that. And check it out at zmanfishing.com.